All right, so this video is about active and passive voice. This is something you've probably heard your teachers talk about a lot. So what are they? Well, active voice means that there is some sort of action in the sentence. So if we look at John threw the ball, John is our subject and ball is our object. Threw is our verb. John is actually acting on the ball, so there's some motion in that sentence. Now let's compare that to passive voice. Passive voice has no motion. You end up with things like the ball was thrown by John. So ball is your subject, was thrown is your verb, and by John is tacked on at the end there as a prepositional phrase. Another way to look at active and passive voice is to break it down into these terms. You will end up with the actor plus the action plus the object that is receiving that action. So what you'll end up with in the sentence before is you have John plus threw plus the ball. So here you have John is your subject, threw is your verb, and the ball is your object. So that's active voice. Now let's compare that to passive voice. In passive, you're going to end up with the object of the action is going to be first, plus the action itself, and then maybe the actor, but they'll be tacked on through some kind of prepositional phrase, like the ball plus was thrown plus by John. We'll add him in there. Now, there is a test to see if you have passive voice. You can just add the words "and by zombies" after the subject and the verb. And this may seem silly, but let's try it out. For example, if we have the sentence, she made many mistakes, and we try to add by zombies in there, it doesn't make sense. She made many mistakes by zombies? No, this is not passive voice. So is it active? Well, we have a subject, we have a verb, we have an object. That's active voice. Let's try it with a different sentence. What if we were to say something like, many mistakes were made? Okay. Well, can I say many mistakes were made by zombies? Yes, definitely. So that is passive voice. And the way you know is you have a subject and you have a verb, and the by zombies would be that prepositional phrase tacked on at the end. So passive voice test. Now, the big question, is passive voice always bad, or is it always wrong? No. There are plenty of times when passive voice is going to come in quite handy for you, like in the following example. Let's take a look at these two sentences. The first one, the bill was not paid. Now you could say that without offending anybody. That's very different than saying you did not pay the bill. In the first one, which is passive, the by you is just implied. In the second one, you are calling somebody out. You did not pay the bill. And sometimes that's not the right thing you want to do. So always consider your situation when deciding whether to use active or passive voice.